Hi, my name's Nate Wallace. I'm from San Jose, California, and I'm happy to be here. As far as the first question with a struggling language learner, I want to use the context of Spanish because that's what I've been teaching. The first step for me is just to use the first step of the language study plan, which is to set goals. I try to help the missionaries set goals that are short term and manageable, so they don't have to think about being fluent or Spanish as a whole, but they can think of a goal like learning how to pray in Spanish or ask good questions or invite. That way they can see progress and measure it. And another thing is speak your language, using what you know. So maybe a missionary doesn't know how to use a complex tense, but they can say "Cómo está?" or they can say "Hola," and that way they're using all that they know and then expanding to that. That really helps their confidence. I also love when it talks about the gift of tongues. It says in chapter 7 that it's a labor and a struggle. And I truly believe that learning a language is much more than just words. It's learning faith and learning trust and patience in the Lord. And so they should know that their efforts aren't going to waste, that the Lord is teaching them much more than just a second language. The third part of struggling language learners comes from Preach My Gospel in chapter 7 as well. It is my go-to, my bread and butter. It says, when you feel you're struggling to express yourself as clearly as you would like, remember that the Spirit is able to speak to the hearts of all God's children. I really try to instill confidence in the missionaries that they are enough and that the Lord knows what He's doing, that they speak their best, they try their best, and the message will get across, and that the Spirit can speak any language. So I really love to try to help the missionaries feel that. As far as tutoring, I don't feel like there's much that I can do. So I love the MTC's training principle of learner enabling instead of a dispenser of information. I had an experience with two elders, Elder Smith and Elder Johnson, who struggled with unity just a few weeks ago. So I brought them in and we had a talk, and the first step was just to have an observation. Elders, this is what I'm seeing. And then ask lots of questions. Say, how do you feel about that? Ask, what do you want to improve on? Are you seeing the same thing? And really just help them kind of go through things with my questions. And then I will teach a principle using the Book of Mormon, using Preach My Gospel, and say, okay, how can you apply this? Like, what can be done?